I think it's about time I shared with you my Revert story. For those of you who don't know, I was born and raised in Russia. I moved to New Zealand on my own at the age of 15. And quick disclaimer, I come from a very small and pretty sheltered town in Russia. I was never really exposed to Islam, and to what I was exposed was not, authentic or truthful. Very much think Western media. That's all I knew about Islam. When I moved to Auckland, New Zealand, and as you guys know, it's a melting point of cultures and people from different ethnic, cultural, and religious backgrounds, I was suddenly exposed to so many different people, and I was absolutely fascinated. So after meeting some amazing Muslim people in Auckland while I was studying, I started questioning how is that what I knew about Islam didn't really translate to the people, to Muslim people and their practices. So I started questioning things and I got very curious. So I spent the next year casually looking into Islam, researching, questioning things, looking for answers, and I did have a lot of questions. I wasn't brought up religious at all, so I had a very open mind when I approached my research. The more I looked into the religion, the more it made sense to me. But then something quite tragic and unexpected happened to me. I lost my dad at the age of 18, and it changed everything. Even though I am on social media and I am very private when it comes to my family. So what I'm going to say about the entire experience of me losing my dad and the chain of events that followed afterwards is that everything seemed to fall into place like puzzle pieces that were missing. It happened 8 years ago now, and when I look back, I'm able to see the reason and the purpose, and I'm able to find peace and understand maybe why I went through it. Because after everything what happened, I simply couldn't deny that there was God's plan at place. And just a few weeks after losing my dad, I took my Shahada, and alhamdulillah, I never looked back. Welcome to part 4 of my Revert story. At the time of my conversion, I did have sufficient knowledge about Islam, but I can't say that my decision was purely based on logic. It was a very intuitive decision. I did something that felt right for me, and I did follow my heart. And that's how my journey as a Muslim revert started. After I took my Shahada, I continued my research. I learned how to pray. I started to adjust my lifestyle, even though just because I had to grow up very quickly, moving to a foreign country at the age of 15, I was very mature for my age, and I already didn't party or didn't do anything like that. I never drank alcohol. I was never about that, so that was an easy transition for me. 2 years after taking my Shahada, I put on my hijab, and it's been 6 years, and alhamdulillah, I've never took it off. It's been 8 years since I reverted to Islam, and this is my 9th Ramadan, and I am so grateful. Honestly, I wouldn't change anything about my life, because whatever I went through, I had to go through to come to Islam. And let me tell you something, I've never felt more sure of myself. I've never felt more confident and empowered as I do now as a Muslim hijabi woman. So it comes from someone who chose Islam, so let that sink in. Thank you so much for sticking around throughout this 5-part series. And if you are a revert to Islam, I would love to know your story. Let me know in the comments. I converted to Islam when I was 18 and I got married when I was 20. So no, I didn't become Muslim to marry my husband. I married my husband because we share the same religion, the same values, and the same goals in life, which is very important in a marriage. You very much have to be on the same page in order to have a solid foundation to your relationship. I get that question a lot, so let's unpack it further. Let's just think logically. Would you be willing to uproot your entire life, change your lifestyle, change your habits, change the way you dress just to get a guy or keep a guy? The start of that relationship would be based on lies and would probably be full of resentment down the line. Ooh, that's not healthy. Women are very capable of rational thinking and making their own decisions of what they should believe in, how they want to live their life, and how they should dress.